Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is Terral24. I'm giving you another deck profile. This is pretty plain the common deck that's used nowadays, and it's the Doppel Warrior deck, which is pretty much it uses, well, not even Doppel, it's just Quickdraw. Quickdraw, Spawn, Spam, Synchro, Win. Pretty much deck says all itself. Pretty much you use Quickdraw Synchron's ability with discarding a monster card. This card can special summon itself and discarding namely like Level Eater, or you can discard like any of the draw fodders like Tuning Wear or Dark Sea Rescue, and you can get Junk Warrior not Junk Warrior, Junk Synchron to get them back from the graveyard and do easy synchro summons. And since Quickdraw Synchron can be used as any Synchron material monster for a Synchron summon, then it works pretty well there. So especially if you combine this card with Infernal Reckless Summon, which will get multiple synchros in one turn, and also if you have Tuning Wear or Dark Sea Rescue, will get you cards in your hand like mad crazy. So let me just go ahead and go through the deck. It's pretty basic, easy. I usually use this against my friends and my brother. And let's just say the outcome is very good because they don't know just when the whole synchro continuation is going to begin. And the only way you can stop this combination is either with Solemn Judgment, or of course if you're using Axe Sabers, you're going to be using Saber Revolt or something. As long as if you can't stop Quickdraw Synchron from getting on the field, and I have Infernal Reckless Summon and something's going down, pretty much it'll be game. So here's the deck. Got 1, 2, 3 Quickdraw Synchrons, pretty much their ability. You discard a monster, special summon this card from your hand, and depending on which monster you're discarding, that's pretty much who you're going to be using in order to get your synchros off. Combine this card with Junk Synchron, and that monster that you just discarded, which will probably be level 2 or lower, and this guy can make level 6, level 7, can even make level 8. Of course, level 8, we'll get to that in a few. We got 3 Junk Synchrons. Pretty much can get any level 2 or lower monster. Pretty much used for Tuning Wear and Dark Sea Rescue. Dandelion. Now, of course, Dandelion is pretty much the bomb, as they say. You can use Quickdraw Synchron's ability. Discard this card, you get 2 fluff tokens. Or you can also use Foolish Burial, get you the fluff tokens. This guy holds off his own as defense, get you 2 fluff tokens, and your opponent pretty much doesn't really know what to do after those 2 fluff tokens go on the field, unless they're going to flush the field with Torrential Tribute. Whitestone Legend. Don't ask why this is in here. This could actually come out. It's a tuner, level 1. Pretty much I had put a few level 1 tuners in there for a certain synchro, but I'm about to take this guy out. You can easily replace this if it's going to be more synchron. Put Turbo Synchron in there. Pretty much level 1 tuner monster if you want to make that level 2 synchro summon, or you can put in Nitro Synchron, which can also get you to draw a card if you use this card for the synchro summon of a Nitro monster, which is only Nitro Warrior. 1, 2, 3 Level Eater. Now, before I didn't think 3 Level Eater was going to be worth it, but as I see them come in my hand, it's like, yeah, I know what he's going to do. So, pretty much, Level Eater, discard with Quickdraw Synchron's ability. And you can special summon it back from the graveyard. And pretty much, you can use him in order to make level 5 synchros, because it eats a level away from Quickdraw Synchron. And it also works with Junk Destroyer when you want to get a monster lower, you want to have more monsters used for the synchro material summon. And these guys can constantly come back, especially when you get the big boys on the field. Flame Bogart, like I said, another level 1 tuner. Like I said, I'm going to replace it with Turbo Synchron. Pretty much best number 1 for this kind of deck. And this pretty much has defense, but you know, it's only good for a level 2 synchro summon. And since Formula Synchron is down to 1, well, that's all you need it for. I have 3 Dark Sea Rescues. This is part of my draw engine. If I discard with Quickdraw Synchron, use Junk Synchron's ability, get it back from the graveyard, use Infernal Reckless Summon, get all 3 of these in the field, can make a level 5, level 6 Synchro Summon with Junk Warrior, or use Quickdraw and make a level 8, making a full-fledged Junk Destroyer, which will destroy 3 cards on the field. And you get 3 cards in your hand with these guys. Tuning Wear, much better than Dark Sea Rescue. Of course, I have both versions in here. Reason is because either one's going to come in my hand, and either way I'm going to get the way to get them all on the field, and I'm going to be drawing cards regardless. Dark Sea Rescue and Tuning Wear, but even though Tuning Wear is much better because his level can also be treated as a level 2 when being used for a Synchro Summon. Pretty much, they still allow you to get cards after the Synchro Summon has been formed. Got 1, 2, 3 Synchron Explorers. I will not explain how many times Synchron Explorer saved my butt. Synchron Explorer allows you to retrieve 1 Synchron Tuner monster in your graveyard, supposed to summon it on the field. Its effects are negated. That doesn't stop its conditions. So you can special summon Quickdraw, make a level 7, and you get your level 7 Synchro, which will be either it'll be Nitro Warrior, or you can do a level 6 if you have level 8 in the graveyard. You level away from from Quickdraw Synchron, and it'll pretty much get you what you need on the field at that time. And especially if you don't want quick Synchron Explorer in attack position, because yeah, he does have 0 attack points. Global, pretty much this guy, he's pretty much in the graveyard. Anytime you have a tuner monster on your side of the field, this guy comes on the field. And especially, definitely helps with if you want to go for a full-fledged Junk Destroyer. Level 2, not bad. Alright, that was all my monsters. Let's go into spells. Have 3 tuning. Regardless, I'm always going to get a Synchron monster in my hand. Should rarely have a dead draw. Mystical Space Typhoon. I haven't fully upgraded this deck to the 2011 September ban list. If I did, Heavy Storm will be in there, and I wouldn't have to worry. Well, I don't even necessarily have to even add Heavy Storm. I could add it in there if I wanted to, just in case, to make sure that your opponent's not going to be able to stop your synchros. And once you get a full-fledged synchros and enough power on the field, pretty much you can own the game. Monster Reborn helps a lot. Getting monster back from the graveyard, nothing goes wrong with that. Desynchro, I was skeptical about Desynchro before, but sometimes I have a really bad dead hand, and what happens is I could Desynchro the monster that just got me a whole bunch of cards via Quickdraw Synchron and the 3 Dark Sea Rescue or Tuning Wear, and pretty much get more cards and blow up more cards in the field. This card has pretty much been very helpful. I just put it at 1 just because I thought it'd be a dead draw. Foolish Burial works with any card that's here right now that you just want to just see in the graveyard for the moment. You're not going to need it now, but of course it'll help in your plans for setting up your ultimate combination. 1 for 1, special summon level 1 monster from your hand or your deck by discarding a monster. Helps with Tuning Wear, helps with Infernal Reckless Summon, helps with Dark Sea Rescue. Infernal Reckless Summon, they're at 3. I thought 2 was enough. I just added 1 more just for the fun of it. And I've rarely had dead draws with these, and still full-fledged field of synchros. Pretty much that's what this deck was all about. It was just about the full-fledged synchro summons of Junk Synchron and Junk Synchron and Quickdraw Synchron. Traps. I got 3 Karma Cut. Those people who like to do Trishula before you get Trishula on the field, you're not even going to get them on there. I'm going to make sure that you don't have the tuner on your side of the field. Those who play axe sabers, and make sure you're not going to have the requirement on your side of the field. Those who have 6 Sams, you know, it's your 6 Sams by himself. This is pretty much the way to go, and of course it banishes the monster from play. 2, Trap Stun. This card has saved me so much. I started at the beginning of the turn, and I got the ultimate combination. There is no Solemn Judgment. There is no Saber Hole. There is no Solemn Warning. That's done. You can't stop it. The hit will go through. The damage will go through. And if I have enough power, it'll be game. Limit Reverse. Limit Reverse gets back any monster that's under 1,000 attack points. Usually all of them in my deck right now are under 1,000 except for Junk Synchron. And pretty much works well with Infernal Reckless Summon when you really want to get them back on the field. And of course, my last card is Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Just have some kind of defense. Defense is always useful. Alright, and of course we have my Arsenal League of Monsters here. First, we have Armory Arm, level 4. Pretty decent, easy. Easy beasy, lemon squeezy, I guess. We have, of course, Junk Warrior, level 5. For my level 6, we have Drill Warrior. His ability is pretty useful sometimes. Of course, if you have the perfect background to protect yourself from a turn, and get this guy to go banish him from play, he comes back, and then during your next turn and during your standby phase, you also get a monster card back from your graveyard, which can be the Dandelion Loop. Becomes wonderful. My other level 6 is none other than Junk Gardner. Awesome card. Some say he's broken, but please, really? With 2,600 defense, and the fact that he can change the battle position of any monster on your opponent's side of the field, make sure that they're not going to hit him. And then, if he's removed from the field, he still changes someone else's battle position on your opponent's side of the field. Useful card right there. Useful. Another level 6 is, of course, Turbo Warrior. Just because this guy can't be targeted by the effects of certain level 6 or lower monsters. I had a friend use Cautious on me, and he's like, remove it. I'm sorry, sir, but you cannot. You're level 6. The effect doesn't apply to me. And of course, if he's battling a Synchro monster level 6 or higher, he has their attack points, and he can beat him. Pretty much, this card can't be targeted by the effects of level 6 or lower monsters. Makes him pretty much invulnerable to most of the lower monster effects. Of course, his skill can be beat by traps, so it's always good to take your opponent, not to take your opponent lightly. My level 7, of course, Nitro Warrior, 2,800 beats deck. If I actually go through with his full-fledged ability, which is the 1,000 attack point boost, well, he can still take down heavy sec monsters. I haven't really worked him out all the way. Junk Archer can remove a monster who's becoming a heinous, and of course your opponent will get him back, but the point of that is for you to be able to do something about that monster and then hit him with as much damage as you can, so he does not get the monster back into the game. Junk Berserker. This guy, pretty new, pretty awesome. What he does is he removes any monster with junk in its name, and he gains attack points equal to, he lowers the attack of the monster equal to the attack points of the junk monster. And if he attacks a defense position monster, he automatically destroys that monster at the start of the damage step without damage calculation. His first effect only selects one face-up monster on the opponent's side of the field, and it loses attack equal to the roll monster's attack. Still, beastly card. And just because he's junk, I just put him in there. Level 7. It's like, why not? I don't hardly play him as much, but why not? My level 8, Chevalier de Fleur. One of the most powerful Synchron monsters. Once per turn, stop spell and trap. Negate it. My turn. Yeah. Especially if you have the full arsenal on your side of the field. Of course, our key guys are 2 junk destroyers. Destroys the number of cards equal to the number of non-synchron non-tuner monsters used for the synchro material. So I have successfully pulled off the whole 4-card streak a couple times, and it involves weakening my monster's level and bringing back a whole bunch of level 1s. And of course, when I do that, it's pretty much set. Quickdraw Synchron, Level Eater, and 3 of the Dark Sea Rescue, or 3 Tuning Wear. And it will pretty much do it, because Junk Synchron will then be at level, not Junk Synchron, but Quickdraw Synchron will be at level 4. And the rest of the 4 monsters, they'll take out the rest of the 4 cards, which is quite beautiful. I wish I could add another one, but I was like, I had other plans. Road Warrior, I just use you just because he's 3,000. He's the strongest one. Why not? He's a really good guy. And then, of course, I modified the last portion of this. And we have Formula Synchron. He's a Synchron monster. Why not be in a Synchron deck? Allows you to draw 1 card. Of course, like I said, I'd rather take out the Whitestone of Legend and the Flameville Guard for Turbo Synchron and Nitro Synchron. Stardust Dragon, I put him in there just because this deck seems more Yusei-ish. Still, you can 2500 beat stick, and you can't really, you know, get rid of him unless you want to banish him. And even though he's hard to get because he's a level 8 monster, and the monsters I have in my deck are not level 8, except for Junk Synchron, who can possibly, he's the only one who can possibly make them with the help of the tuning wares. Yeah, pretty much that way. And of course, my all-time favorite guy, Shooting Quasar Dragon. There are a majority of tuners in my deck, so it's pretty obvious that I put him in there just because you always have an ace in the hole. You never know when you won't, or you'll need them. So anyway, that's the deck, man. It's good fun. It's very competitive, and it really will really shock how it's made. And when your opponent looks at it, it's like, oh, so you're going to keep on synchroing? Yeah, pretty much. It's almost like Lone Flower Blossom from before they nerfed it. But other than that, it's a pretty good deck. Well, other than that, it's the deck. You may take notes if you like. I mean, you don't have to take notes, but, you know, just see my build. And, you know, happy dueling. Challenge challenge them. Just challenge them.